Medical units stand by. 30 seconds to contact. 20 seconds. 15. 10. 5. 4. 3. 2. 1.
We got him. Let's go.
And welcome to all you art aficionados and comic book connoisseur, and welcome to another episode of Proof of Comics. We've got a very special guest today, a fellow Canadian from the other side of Canada, and we'll be getting into her book shortly. But first, let me introduce my co-host, Wrangler of Frequency Studios. How you doing, Wrangler?
A whole lot of hola. I'm doing pretty good. How you guys doing?
I'm doing great. I'm doing fine. This might go into some dark humor territory. You have been warned. So,
All right.
If you're eating or drinking, you might be snorting whatever you're drinking tonight. So, sit back and enjoy the show.
Yes, that is my challenge to our guest tonight. Make me spit my coffee out of my nose.
Challenge accepted.
No promises.
No promises.
Let's just keep your expectations super low, just in case.
That's always the way to go, right?
That's genuinely how I want people to behave around me. Keep your expectations super low.
And let me introduce my guest, Laurie Cunningham, the creator of Babies with Rabies. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Well, that's like one of the weirdest, most awesome names I've ever heard. That horrifies me.
Right. She looks so sweet and nice, but she's got these topics.
You make it sound like I've just like invented like rabies. I'm just like a super villain, just injecting babies with rabies.
Of course you didn't, right? Right.
How long has rabies been around for? I'm assuming longer than me.
Was there any scientific research involved in the creation of that book?
No, there is lots. I watched a lot of zombie movies and like 80s movies. Does that count? And I had
Yes,
kids.
it does.
That's basically, those are my 3 qualifications for writing that book.
That's pretty good.
Rabies, zombies, almost the same thing.
Yeah.
And you've got other works, because I've been looking at, let's pull up the Kickstarter while we're at it. I've got it here. Unless you'd rather pull it up yourself, I can pull it up here.
I will let you drive.
Yeah, I'll drive. And,
I'll just break your show somehow.
That wouldn't be the first time. Happens all the time. We manage. Let me put a little bit of background music here, which will kill whoever will talk next. Will be turned into a robot. All right. So There we go. Some Fallout music in the background. That should be appropriate.
And here comes the most important thing I could ever say.
There you go. Wrangler's been drowned out. Let me say thank you to all our people in the chat. Welcome to the show. Appreciate having you here as usual. And we're looking at Laurie Cunningham's Demon Potatoes tonight. Or do you say Demon Potatoes? Like
Potatoes.
I
saw someone asked in the chat how you say it in French.
Les patates démoniaques. That would actually be good if you ever need like a French translation. That would be good.
Oh, collaboration.
I
don't think there's not much text in it, so I feel like I should be able to
even better
struggle.
Quick,
but yeah.
Project. It's another checkbox that can be quickly checked out of the way. You invented rabies? No way. Yes, we have the inventor of rabies here with us.
Were potatoes used in the making of rabies?
Yeah. Basically, my credentials. I domesticated potatoes. I invented rabies.
Quite a pedigree.
Yeah.
And you're also a mother. I've heard from because I was on your show once. You also got an art show where you invite guests on to talk about their projects. And so was the babies with rabies kind of after you got your own babies, after you were a mother, or was it like foreshadowing in a sense?
No, I came up with the idea basically just joking with my parents when I had my daughter, who was 6 months at the time. And it was kind of just like, we were joking about teething, and it kind of just like went into like the biting to rabies to, I don't know, essentially just kind of like the rabid raccoon version of babies. And then you kind of make a joke, you make another joke, one thing leads to another, and suddenly you start writing a book. So yeah, it's an ABC survival guide. So it's like a zombie survival guide parody, and it's rhyming, and it's kind of like a gift book for parents.
Nice. And are you involved in the printing? Do you do like artisanal printing and with the books, or do you get them like done at a printer? I'm kind of curious. I ask a lot about process here. Like I'm super curious. I like picking people's brains. And stuff.
So for babies with rabies, I actually was like super fortunate with my artist that he was over in Japan, and he's a children's book publisher, and so he was connected with a whole bunch of printers already.
Oh,
and
nice.
like Canada's kind of expensive to print things. Like I don't know if you've printed anything in Canada yet, but it could be a pain.
Researched the price. Yeah, there's price points and the minimum quantities. So I'm getting my stuff done early next year in the States, actually. So with a private printer who's doing limited copies. So yeah,
that's better. So since we're talking about babies with rabies, I do have it here. I always have everything just in case, but this is it. But it's hardcover.
Yeah, let me.
And it's like, I think
close this down and bring you up here.
If people want to know what we're talking about,
well, they do, because that's why they tune in, right?
So this is the book. I think it's like 6.5 by 6.5 inches. So it's like, and it's hardcover, and it has like all this, like it has like, I don't think you can see. Oh yeah, you can see some of like I forget what the shine's called, but like it has the shine.
Oh, you got like it's
and then it has like all like it's like really like well done, but like. The very first time I printed this, it was before these ones had showed up. I did it with like a Canadian printer, and I sell the books for $20, and it cost me $23 per book.
That's not a winning strategy.
It was not.
It's a loss leader right there.
Yeah, and it was my first con, and I wanted to just have them like available, so it was kind of just more of like a marketing thing. But like, it was very much like, it was not, and I only ordered 20, which also was never the way to do it, but
right, it was almost like testing out the waters at that point.
Yeah, like anytime you go order more, like even like so my with my artist, he hooked me up, and the minimum order I could do was 1,000, which is still like that's like a hefty. Like when that showed up at my door, I'm like, oh my god, what have I done?
Right?
Yeah.
I gotta read this now. I gotta read this now, figure out the power scaling, and do a versus battle between them and the Garbage Pail Kids.
Yeah, people like when I did this and when I like worked with my artist, it wasn't even on my radar. Essentially told him, like when he asked what's because he does children's books, he has this, and over in Japan he has kind of like this like his typical things, cutesy and like watercolor and a little kawaii and stuff. But when I told them this and I was like, we tested out a letter, I was just like, I was looking for basically baby Herman with a cross of why can't I think of his name? Scotty Young? Is that the comic book artist name? Also, I'm drawing a big blank.
Scott Pilgrim?
No. He's like a comic book artist. I think his name's Young. His last name's Young. Scotty Young. For some reason, that doesn't sound right to me right now in this moment. But
which comics does he draw?
He does kind of like, well, he works for like he does like Deadpool, but he has like his own style and stuff. Like he has this like Alice in Wonderland kind of stuff. Literally, I could just look it up, I suppose.
Well, I know a Scott Campbell. Don't know if that's the one you're talking about. I'm not up to date on the comic artist now. Like
fair.
But
I'm 90% sure.
dates back to the 90s. Then I was out of the comic space for a couple of decades, and now I'm back, and I still just know stuff from the 90s.
Tankage says Scotty Young is correct.
Oh,
yeah, Scotty. Yeah, so like and I just like like he looks like I don't even know what I know him like he has this Alice in Wonderland thing, and I've seen him like drew Deadpool. Looks like he does X-Men, whole bunch of stuff. But yeah, basically as it's like a cross between that or like Scotty Young and Baby Herman, and that's kind of what it came in. And then everyone's like, it's Garbage Pail Kids, and I'm just like, oh,
because that's Ninja Stars.
Yeah, so I have a whole kit that I like basically designed, so like it's ready to go. As you could just get the book, but then there's also
Baby
like
Rings and Ninja Stars. That seems very appropriate.
Yeah, so essentially like I designed it like if you're going to a baby shower, it's like basically you bring this box, it comes with the book, and then there's teething rings, and then it has like the stickers and swag and all that stuff, and then there's Ninja Stars for the bath.
Yeah, start their training young.
Well, babies do like to throw things, so Ninja Stars are very appropriate, you know?
Yeah.
As long as they're not too sharp, they should start with something. Yeah, he has a very cartoonish style.
Yeah, for sure. I was just trying to, and I'm like love his art. I just temporarily am like, is Young his last name? Couldn't remember, but yeah, no, he's a cool artist.
And how did you find your Japanese artists? How did you get in touch with the Japanese space? I mean, we do have the internet. I know that.
Yeah. Well, man, like I hadn't used Facebook for years. And then when I started doing comics, people were like, oh, Facebook is this cool resource of like, there's a whole bunch of groups and communities. But for this, I went onto like a children's book Facebook page, and basically I was like, put out a like, hey, this is my book. I'm looking for a comic book artist, or not a comic book artist, but this kind of artist. And I had like 200 replies, and it was almost like most people hadn't like read what I was asking for, but it was still like I had to go through so many portfolios.
Oh yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, and it was, and I couldn't even imagine doing that now with like the whole like AI and like I don't think I could do it anymore like that. But basically I found this guy, and I was just like, I actually really liked his style. And I was just like, I would love to use you for like an actual children's book, because this is like for adults. I was just like, you have like a beautiful style, but I don't think you're a good fit. And he was kind of just like, well, what are you looking for? And that's kind of like, we tested a letter. I'm like, oh, you're like a perfect fit. It's like you understand the assignment 100%. So yeah, it worked out cool.
Of course it's for adults. This would terrorize babies, wouldn't it? It's like,
yeah.
Here's your my first zombie book.
Yeah.
Better get ready, kid.
Like my kids have read it, or I've read it to them, I guess, but they like are almost too young to like fully get it. Right. And then I feel like they're going to hit an age where they understand it too well and start asking questions. like the letter X is about unprotected sex, basically. So I don't want them asking questions and having to explain it.
No, of course not.
Yeah. But like in general, it's not like full of like swears or anything. Like the worst word is like sex and ass. Okay. So it's not like go the F to sleep. It's not just like riddled with F-bombs.
and I felt torn over using the word douchebag once.
Yeah. Doesn't even have that.
Right?
There's D is not for that.
And you've got other projects as well. Like you got Comic Book Notebook, which is an interesting concept where you can like basically kind of improvise in an already laid out comic book form notebook. That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
That's
like
a
I
good
started
idea.
I started Demon Potatoes to basically like teach myself to draw or to do sequential art at least. And it was kind of the idea where because I worked for a small press and we were helping other people publish their comics, it was basically so many people had come to us and been like, hey, like I would love to do a comic book, but I don't know how to draw, or I can't afford an artist. So the whole concept behind Demon Potatoes was to come up with something that was like super low stakes and like print from home, and something that was like manageable where you could like learn to, where I could teach myself how to do it, and I could just literally like I have obviously like to do Demon Potatoes you need like a printer, like a pencil, a pen, paper, and a scanner. And like even if you don't have most, like I'm sure you could go to like I don't know what the US equivalent of Staples is, but like basically like a print shop, office shop, or office stores, office supplies store or whatever, and just like go there and like you could like easily just, so I'm sure you can scan
I don't
it there.
know either. We don't even have Staples here. We have
Oh, what do you have?
well, it's in French. It's called Bureau en Gros, which is maybe it is a French version of Staples. I just don't know.
Is it
Everything's
red
in
and
French
white?
over here. It is. It is.
Oh, I
actually.
wonder if it's actually Staples then.
It could be because we have laws against. We have laws here for names of companies, but most can work around that. Like Starbucks, obviously, is just a name, so they use that, and we have a few that are like remain English for some reason, but sometimes they have to use a French name, so that could be what happened here.
Yeah. Well, and again, like Staples is like a noun. It's not necessarily like its own made up word. So I could maybe see them like having to change it. I don't know though. Silly Quebec.
Right? Mrs. Addiction says, next up, Demon Potatoes with rabies. No spoilers, Mrs. Addiction.
Can demon potatoes get infected? These are the questions.
Well, it's funny. I got my co-host Wrangler here, who has a character who actually wields potatoes as a weapon. She has a potato gun, right, Wrangler? That's the main weapon.
An arm-mounted potato gun.
Yeah.
And she has a backpack that has a hopper that holds the potatoes and funnels them through a tube into the potato gun on her arm, so she doesn't have to keep reloading until she can hold like 8 to 10 potatoes.
I sense a potential crossover.
That would be fun. When you said arm mounted for a sec, I was thinking of like Ash in Evil Dead. I was like, no way, is her arm a potato gun?
Oh, that would be dope as well. Sheldon says, we have Canadian Staple print shop in the States. Okay, so yeah, there are some Canadian stores out down there. Demon Potato Gun. Yeah, that sounds like an add-on product where you can get your own Demon Potato Gun.
I'm sure I wouldn't get sued immediately.
Right?
I shot myself with a potato. Go get it.
And it's fascinating to see your reasoning behind creating this project here, because I feel I've been going around this theory in my head where because a lot of people, because I do superhero comics, right, which are both very stylistic and very realistic to a certain degree. But yeah. I always felt that the first element of comics is the storytelling.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care if you have stick figures. You could still tell a story and make a comic if you're good at telling the story. And then I put style in number 2, because, as much as I do love drawing realistic stuff and I want stuff to feel like it's in a real environment, it has to be stylish and look good before, it feels real. Because if it's just real and boring, well, I don't want to really dive into this world. So yeah. This kind of like validates it a little bit, because you don't need to be like a super talented artist to do sequential art. You can tell your stories in pictures at any artistic, degree, like abstraction.
Yeah. Well, before I made Demon Potatoes, like when I first had the idea to like, I want to try doing sequential art, I was just going to make a webtoon. But then I realized I would have to like learn software and basically do that. Yes. K-pop. Yeah.
K-pop
There's
demon
nothing I
potato
want more.
slayers. There's so much potential here.
I'm gonna email. I don't even know what
I just watched that film a couple of weeks ago, the K-pop Demon Hunters, and which I didn't feel it was like. It's not the type of movie I would normally watch, but I loved it. It was well done. I got into the story. I felt it was well written, and even it's not for me, but it's cool. I got into it.
I felt the same. I could, if you want, we can turn this whole show into that movie. We can talk about the movie now. I watched that just like my kids are young, so I kind of watched it just to see, because I'd heard a lot about it. And I was trying to test to see if it'd be too scary for them. And I watched it at the start. I'm like, oh, this is so cringy. It's like, it's so shy. I went in this is going to be garbage. And then by the end, I'm just sobbing. I'm like, my soul. It's so relatable. I'm broken too.
I still have to see that.
I felt the same at the beginning. I was like, this is not for me. Why am I watching this? I'm a man. And then I wasn't crying at the end, nor would I admit it if I had. But I thought the fight
I feel like
scenes
that says more.
cool, right?
Super cool.
When they're
it's really well done.
I haven't seen it yet myself, but I've heard nothing but people raving about it.
No, it's good. I mean, it's worth a watch at the very least, because when they do fight scenes, it feels like a real. Because what I've been getting into K-pop for the past 3 weeks. Like, it's super new. Like, I wasn't really into it.
Yeah,
but I understand a couple of groups I like, and they have these because they're these over choreographed, presentations. You've got, and it's the same thing with the video work. Like, you got drone video work, you've got a montage, you've got and everything is kind of overproduced in such a stylistic, over-the-top fashion. And they do their fight scenes in the film exactly like a K-pop video, which makes it really fascinating to watch. Yeah. Wait, you listen to K-pop? I've just lost a follower here.
I was gonna say, judgy comment,
right.
So what happened? So I had the same thing. I had never listened to K-pop until I watched the movie, and then all of a sudden I'm like, what's K-pop? Like, what's it beyond this movie? And then I'm watching, I went into I was watching reaction videos, I was watching all these K-pop, I went full in for a solid month. Like, my YouTube history just turned into K-pop.
What's your favorite K-pop band so far?
Oh, I don't know. I don't actually. So I say this and then I instantly forget all their names. I'm not good with names, but there was one that everyone first recommended to me, and then it's whatever that one was. I'll admit that I didn't get it. I was I thought it was interesting, but I still didn't fully get into it. I mostly just was watching reaction videos, but I still don't I don't know if it's for me still 100%.
Yeah, well, no,
that's kind of how I describe it.
It doesn't feel like you're relating to an artist. It really feels like a studio produced entity, kind of like a boy band on steroids or something.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of I kind of like the more raw indie stuff, which is probably why I'm doing these make DIY comics. I just kind of like the stuff that feels more raw and less produced, I guess. Whereas K-pop is very produced.
Oh yeah, overproduced even. It's crazy. I feel I'm just looking at the girls and I feel bad. I'm like, wow, they must get up early in the morning and work all day to do all these complicated choreographies. You've got other works here that are posted. Is this some of your previous work? Is this what is Sister Grimm here that we're looking at?
So Sister Grimm is how I got into comics. I wasn't planning on being a comic book writer, or anything to do with it. But basically, my friend Hades started a comic book company, and before he started it, we started doing a comic, or basically we were going to work on a project together. And he we just wrote this anthology, and it was just prose, so not illustrated at all. And we each wrote 8 stories, combined it into this cool flip book. And basically it was surrounded around this catastrophic paranormal event in an alternate London. But one of the stories,
oh nice,
he was like, this is a comic book character, and I was like, all right, what does that like neat? What does that mean to me? And he's just like, you should write a comic book. And I was just like, absolutely not. Like, I have no interest in doing that. I was like, at the time I was going to be a novelist. I was going to be a New York Times bestselling
You're too
novelist.
good for comics.
Yeah,
Right?
I'm too good for comics.
I want to rot your brain with that stuff.
Basically. Well, and it's funny because like you say that, but like I was 100% one of those kids where like I was like, like too good, like comics weren't real books. Like I don't know if that like that still seems like it's kind of like a mentality that exists.
That's
seems like
only in North
mostly-
America, though, in the English space, because in Europe and here in Quebec, like bande dessinée, the French comics, they're recognized as and as respected as novels. So people have them in their bibliothèque and on their shelves, and it's part of the culture. And I think comics got a bad rap, especially because they were attacked in the 50s and 60s. Comics Code came in and got rid of all the good stuff, and then we got just superhero stuff. So it was kind of turned into a kiddie, like lame superhero. Well, I say lame superhero. I'm into lame superhero stuff. So it's a grain of salt. But yeah, it kind of killed the medium in a sense.
Yeah.
Whereas in Europe, it was a lot. If you go to Europe and you go to any bookstore, you'll find a bande dessinée section, and you'll find stuff for adults. You'll find stuff for girls. You'll find relationships. You'll find horror books. You'll find as wide variety as you do with novels, right? It's just that they're illustrated stories, so they get a lot more respect than here in North America,
and especially in Japan.
Yeah. Well, and obviously manga is. Sheldon, you shut up. I am a professional. I'm a very serious literary novelist.
I still say a lot more talent and work is required to make a comic book, because it's one thing to be a writer, but to be able to produce the art and everything that goes into it and the proper angles and everything. It just seems like there's a lot more. It takes a lot more effort to produce the comic than a regular 100%. Novel. Especially when we have online publishing platforms right at our fingertips now.
Yeah. Like I don't know, like I would just say they're very different. Like because I was like writing like prose and like trying to do the novel thing, but like switching into comics, it was just like a whole different way of thinking. Because suddenly you're thinking panel layouts and you're thinking like visuals and perspective and stuff. And even when I wasn't the artist, you're still trying to like, what does this look like on a page? And then when I started to having to like draw it, like I was like, oh, I can draw potatoes, but then it's not that simple, right? Because all of a sudden you're like, you have to draw potatoes in like perspective and like actually tell the story, and then I made the mistake of filling my world with humans, which I should have just made everything potato based, but like then I had to draw feet and hands. My nemesis is
always ruin everything.
You get to deal with some of the same. You pretty much have to deal with cinematography to a point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You don't have to think of camera angles when you're writing a scene.
Yeah.
But then when you know it's going to be in graphic format, all of a sudden that becomes everything.
You're also cutting up things into pages, and you got, okay, what's the page turner? What's the final panel to get me to turn the page? Do you consider like which page is open? Even uneven pages, stuff like that. It's a visual medium, and it's got its own little quirks as well that's different from movies and stuff.
Yeah, for sure. Well, and I think that kind of like, and I don't know if it's like, if there was a benefit to me getting into comics. Like when I was little, I did like Garfield and Calvin and Hobbes.
Me too.
Like those are my things. But I was never into the superhero comic. Like I watched the cartoons. I like Ninja Turtles, X-Men, Spider-Man, etc. But like, I wonder if like coming into it as an adult, like I almost came into it being like, why would I get into comics as a creator, as opposed to like I didn't really come into it as like a fan in a way. Like I didn't start as a fan. I came in like as a judgy creator, but like, why would I get into this? Impress me, comics. But like it gave me like this, which I was instantly impressed. I'm like, no, like, and then all of a sudden I'm like, man, I've been reading comics for years. Like I've just missed out on this. And then of course, I didn't have imposter syndrome as a writer, but when I switched into comics, I was just like, just the whole thing where I'm like, oh my God, I'm missing out on so much. Or like, what am I doing here? I don't belong. So like it like really flared it up. And then now I think I'm okay with it. Like I still look at artists who are better than or more better than me and have been doing it longer, and I'm like, oh, should have been drawing for 20 years, but
Oh yeah.
oh well.
I'm the same thing. Like, I learned to draw superheroes when I was in my 20s and almost broke in. And then I had to go do like other stuff to earn a living because it was too hard to break in and to earn a living. So I feel like I've just missed out on 20 years, and I'm coming back in at with another shot at bat. And I'm like, okay, let's see if we can make this happen. Let's get working on stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm curious because I'm all about process here. I'm super curious to how you build the story like this. So did you, as a writer, sit down and write your whole story, your whole comic book story in a script form beforehand, or did you just like kind of like your panel notebook, just say, all right, I'm just going to draw it one page at a time and build the story visually instead?
No, I write the story first. Like if I know how many pages are in it and kind of like just the pacing of this, like how many panels and what I want to happen on each page. So I just like write it down, and then afterwards I go plan out what the panels look like. And like obviously when you're writing it, you have to have like a bit of an idea what the panels look like, but don't necessarily know what angles and close-ups and all that stuff you want. So
I think it's more fun when you don't know everything ahead of time, because I like to have a little bit of creativity when I'm going to sit down and draw a page. Like, okay, I need to know what the plan of the story is to get the idea across. But it's fun to have a spur of the moment creativity, like, oh, I think I'll put the camera here and I'll get a nice shot here, the lighting over this way and stuff like that. It's good to always have a little bit of creativity in the day when you're working.
Yeah. Well, and I know the very first script I wrote for Sister Grimm for issue 1, I felt it like was very like prescriptive, where I'm like, I want this many panels, this is like what they look like on the page, and like this is the angle I want and stuff. Whereas like now with my artist, like I think just because we've like worked together, I'm just like 5 panels, like make it this is what each panel needs to have in it. Pick what unless there's something like really specific. Every now and then there's something really specific that I want, but like generally I'm like, you're the artist, like let's do this together rather than like you probably have a better idea of how things should look than I do.
It definitely varies a lot, especially in comic books, because you have what they call the Marvel method, which is just basically like, I'm just going to pitch you an idea. Okay, well, this guy fights this guy and then this happens, and go ahead, go to your art board and draw it. Versus you've got a more scripted format, which is like, okay, I'm going to tell you with each panel as if I'm writing a movie script, tell you where to put the camera, what happens in every panel in a very detailed way. So you got kind of both extremes in the comic book space. It's always interesting to see which way.
Wasn't it Marvel that used to like, they would like the artist would draw it first, and then basically like someone would come in and like add whatever dialogue, like they basically like, here's a blank speech bubble, come up with something. Like it's so like I assume no one does it like that anymore, or I don't know, maybe someone does.
There's still a lot of that happens. I mean, we call them more loose scripts now. We call it the Marvel method. But Stan Lee would come in, like sit on the artist's desk and say, okay, well, we need this to happen, and just the basic gist of it, and then the artist would go draw it, and oftentimes add a lot to the story that wasn't even talked about. And then it would go back into the hands of the writer, who would then put dialogue in it and make sense of it. It's like, okay, this is what this guy says in this panel, he says this in this panel, then the letterer would put it all together and you'd have a final product.
Which is so crazy. Like when I script, like almost my script starts off, it's like it's almost just dialogue, where I'm just like, this is like what the story, unless there's no dialogue. Like I almost do it like bullet, like it's almost looks more like an outline, and then like I just have like all the dialogue, and then I go back in and I'm just like, all right, this is what the scene actually looks like as well. Like it's kind of like what the dialogue and like what's moving the story along. But so I'd like the literal exact opposite of that method.
Which is fun. It works. Comics is kind of particular with that as well. Well, you have way less creators involved as well. So and especially when you know your artist and you trust your artist, you can put it in his hands and know that you're going to get something interesting. Tenkage says, check out Usagi Yojimbo by Stan Sakai, excellent cartoonist, comic book creator. All right. And we've got some other stuff. So are all these, basically all your bibliographies kind of available in this Kickstarter, right? Is that what
Yeah, not everything. Like basically, like Demon Potatoes is kind of comedy with like dark humor attached to it, or like kind of like, whereas like I added my stuff that's kind of dark with like, fair. I have points of villainy. Okay, I just added all my dark stuff. Everything's in there. I lied. I guess I made everything. And one time I worked with this other Laurie, and she's basically like, she's like, just add as many ways as possible for people to part with their money. I'm like, apparently I put everything in there. Fair enough. Not literally everything. Like I could have added all of the ASAP stuff. Like Sister Grimm is just one title in the universe. But I just did all of my stuff, I guess, for now, and then hopefully people love it and then go looking for all the other stuff.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, there's a saying that says, writers sell their first book when their third book is out. It's kind of you got to prove yourself out in the world before people take interest, and then they want to discover everything about the creator here.
Yeah.
Is this the final book, or?
Yeah, so that's the actual. I feel like we've talked about all the add-ons first, which is fine. But like, because Demon Potatoes is kind of like my newest project. But yeah, that's the actual book. So those are there's 3 different. There's actually 4 different covers. So there's the potato version, and then I find that the red one in the picture kind of looks pink, but it's technically red. Like legit red. So that's the demon version. And then I have this like custom version, which like I tried to limit it because I have to like cut things out with and like do extra stuff, and it's like extra labor intensive. That's the one on the top.
Hear that, folks? So get the extra labor intensive one.
You're an asshole, get that one. Which so many people are.
Yes, on the internet, they're all assholes. So
yeah.
The internet makes us work for everything.
Yeah. People are like, how can we make Laurie do the most amount of effort?
Exactly.
Let's pick the hardest cover for her to make.
Excuse me. Is this the one that we're seeing here with the red outline?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it requires I have to do some precision detailed cutting and gluing, which gluing isn't overly labor intensive, but the cutting is annoying.
I mean, it is when you're doing a bunch of them. Like if you've got
which I only made 20 available. I actually limited everything because like
okay.
There was I was like, I always go into these things optimistic. I'm like, what if this pops off and I have like 100,000 backers or something? It's like, I don't want to hand fold 100,000 comics, right? So I'm just like, I think I like put a limit on all of them, but like, then I've had like, I think I'm at 36 backers, so it's fine.
For the first time in history, we're going to make somebody very successful as a troll.
I mean, it's been known to happen on the internet. You just never know when that's going to happen. So you got to be ready for it. So
that's what I was prepared. I was like, just in case this gets super popular. Maybe next time.
I love the intro here. Demon Potatoes is a story about demon potatoes. What more do you need to know?
I have
a lot of questions.
I don't remember who said that. Someone once upon a time told me that you should name your comic with the pitch, and like to me, because I was gonna call it something. I think originally I was gonna call it Possestos or something, like something that was like, oh, I'm so clever. And then I think it's my partner is just like, why don't you just like call it Demon Potatoes? Just like actually call it what it is. And it's just like, and then I think of this thing where it's just like name your comic what the pitch is, and I'm just like, yeah, fair. Because like it's pretty obvious it's not fully obvious exactly what happens in it, but it is like it's about demonic potatoes that like attack people and take over a small town. And then of course 2 unlikely heroes arise to fight them off.
Interesting. Yeah, because it is a great name, like Demon Potatoes. I have never heard that again before. Like, but name it what the pitch is. That seems like a good marketing strategy.
Yeah.
Do they use a salad shooter to take them on?
They have so it's funny. McDonald's partnered with Despicable Me, and they have this little book called Gru's Gear Guide. And I looked through it, and I'm like, I'm making one of these for Demon Potatoes, because basically it's like it's all the weapons you can use against the potatoes. And there's like the classic one where it's like the potato masher, like a knife, and all that stuff. But like the hero in like issue 2 that I'm working on right now, basically it introduces their like weapons of choice, and they're like these custom like potato, I don't know, fighters. I don't want to give away too much. Yeah,
No, you can't give away the whole thing.
Yeah, I gotta say something for it.
Here
I feel like
come the
that's the
Fry
big
Guys.
part of it. Yeah.
So this is fascinating because your mind is already working on issue 2, right?
Yeah.
You're like, the story is taking a hold of you, and you're in creative mode. I'm the same thing with my own superhero story as well, so I find it fascinating to see other creators doing the same thing.
This Kickstarter, so like issue 1 actually has been available for a while, but it's like I have only ever done it locally, and then I added this like right beside it. There's in the picture on the screen, you have the potato identification guide.
Yes.
I did that last year because basically I was working on issue 2, and then I realized that I have this like I do the Calgary Expo here, and I realized issue 2 wasn't going to be done in time, and I wanted to have something new available. So I did the little potato and that's like the classic like 1-page zine where it like folds out into, it's just a single piece of paper.
Right.
So I like did that for the con, but I already have issue 2 that I'm working on, and ideally I can like life has been lifing lately, so I haven't been super productive on it. But like I've been hoping, like the con is at the end of April. I'm like, surely I can finish issue 2 by the time that happens.
How many pages is this, or each issue?
They're just 8 pages.
Okay.
So it should be
small.
doable, but it's still like this one I have more people in it, so this is like I said, this is my big problem. I put a whole bunch of people in this world. Should have just had everyone be a potato.
Oh, people.
Yeah.
A little bit of an artistic challenge here. Well, you got to push yourself, with every artistic.
Well, and that
creation.
was it too. It's just like I actually want to learn how to draw people better, so.
Yeah.
But it slows you down when you're learning at the same time. Yeah. That's generally how it goes. And then I made little potato sacks, and my daughter asked for a hot pink version, and so I make those little stickers, and they're like, I basically pun them all. So like I have a cat-tato and a bat-tato, and so she asked for a unicorn version. So there's a potato corn. And so that one, this is like the super magical glitter pack. So it has a potato corn, it has a mer-tato, it has a potato fairy, which isn't a great pun, but someone told me to call it a pofato, and I'm like, oh, that's super clever. But then I'm like, is that too clever? And I talked myself out of it. And then now I regret it. And I'm
Talk
just
yourself
like,
back into it.
I know.
Yeah,
I know, but I
awesome
labeled
words.
it, and it's like, I know. I like kick myself every time. I'm like, oh, because I'm like, maybe it's too, but like this is like for nerdy people, so like they would get pofato.
Yeah.
So like I have to go back and change it, or just draw another fairy potato, I guess. Just like draw trickster fairy, the dark pixies. So yeah, and then I take little potatoes to Comic-Cons and I draw faces on them, and so people come up to me and go, "Are these real potatoes?" And I go, "They are. They're the action figures."
That's good, man. Everyone wants to create action figures of their characters. You've got the easiest. Easiest characters too.
It's annoying, like, because I choose perishable items though. It's annoyingly labor intensive, like the week before. Where I'm just like, because again, I have to fold all the stuff. I have to paint potatoes. I have to pack the sacks.
So are you selling hand-drawn potatoes as well? Are people grabbing some potatoes for real?
Yes.
Oh, that's cool.
Yes. It might. I don't know. I might get like blacklisted if I start sending them across the borders, so we'll see what happens there. But
yeah, there might be laws against that.
They're decorative. They're decorative potatoes.
Now next Easter, you're going to have to paint potatoes instead of eggs.
Yeah. Yes, you're right. Just for everything. Just everything is potatoes now.
So funny.
I just have like this weird potato reputation now, where people like send me stuff from like, hey, I saw this potato and thought of you. I'm like, oh, great. What a weird reputation I have.
That can become content down the line, right? Because you're already working on issue 2.
Yeah. And
this, I mean, because you were considering doing like a cartoon version at some point as well, right? Because this has the potential, like if the opportunity presents itself, this has the potential to jump off across different mediums,
Like you think it should be animated? Is that what you're implying?
Well, I mean, I could definitely see that happening.
I don't know. So I animated the trailer for this, and it wasn't easy. Like I just used Procreate, and it was like a simple kind of animation, and it's like a little choppy and stuff. But like, I think I'd have to work with someone who like had a better understanding of what they're doing, or I'd have to just like actually commit to it. But
Yeah.
it's
I mean, I don't
possible.
know how you feel about AI, but a lot of people are using AI to animate their comics, like in in the indie space where I kind of hang out. Everyone has their comic book trailer, like has sequences. Like you take panels and then you put it in Grok, and then you get little 6-second animations and things like that. So,
Yeah.
but it depends. A lot of people are in the artist space are very much against AI as well, and I can understand that too. Depends
Yeah.
on your take
I'm
on it.
not for AI.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's like I don't know. I feel like it shouldn't be in the creative space to some extent, but
Yeah.
I don't know. It has its value. Like I won't pretend I don't use Chat GPT to ask questions. So like I don't know. I'm sure.
I
I'm sure.
found it to be an
others
awesome
do, but-
research tool, that's for certain.
Yeah. Well, like I'm kind of like I got into comics when I got laid off, and then I had a couple kids, and now my kids are school age, and I'm kind of like, oh, I should get like a real job again. But like I was like qualified to be a writer, and like I was like, oh, like technical writing and stuff. But now I'm just like, oh man, if I just go into the space, I'm just an AI editor now. I'm like, maybe it's like, what do I do? What do I pivot into something else? I'm like, what am I qualified for? And so I'm actually qualified to be an accountant, but I don't want to do that. I don't want to go back
Yeah.
into being accounting. So I don't
I
know.
hear you. Yeah. I mean, I used to do web programming, and I think it's got to be the same thing as well. Like you can do so many things with just AI. Now I have one of my other co-hosts because I have some co-hosts who tend to pop in during the show sometimes,
Yeah.
and he did a whole application online just by asking questions to an AI. He has no programming skills whatsoever. And
Yeah.
he just like built something from the ground up just with AI. So you realize, okay, there's a lot of jobs that are going to be reduced, not necessarily disappear completely, but it's like a team is going to be done by one person. Like you're going to have
Yeah.
one person overseeing the job of multiple people.
Yeah. Whereas I think I think with like the whole art world, it's just like I specifically started. I'm like I want to learn how to do sequential art. Like that was specifically like something I wanted to do. So like to me, AI just doesn't serve a purpose for me in the in the art world, because it's like there's stuff I want to learn how to do. Like even animation, I'm sure it could obviously you could like be way faster to just ask Grok or any of them to like animate something for me, but I want to learn how to animate.
Yeah. No, that's for sure. Like, especially if you're giving yourself a challenge, and like comics is something I want to do. Like I'm not doing comics to earn a living necessarily, but I'm earning a living so I can do comics more. I like it. So you want to challenge yourself. You want to like feel proud of your accomplishment. You want to surprise yourself during the creative process, and you want to show people what you did. It's a sense of purpose and personal accomplishment. And
Yeah.
you don't want to hand that over to an AI. You want the AI to, do your laundry, to do your
Yeah,
dishes.
for
and stuff
sure.
like
Yeah, for sure. Do all the grind. Do my taxes. God.
that. Yeah. You be the accountant. Yeah.
Yeah. You do. Yeah. No kidding. You do the accounting. I have no interest in that. Build my
For sure.
spreadsheets.
For sure. And so how did the Demon Potatoes come to be? Like, what was your first idea because you said you were looking for a kind of a simple art style that you could take on, seeing as this is your first time drawing comics. So was there more to it? Because you could have drawn a lot of stuff. Like you could have drawn stick figures, but why potatoes?
Well, so when I was going to do the webtoon, I actually I've actually done it since, because I've since learned how to do some software. So I've made I was going to do a stick figure webtoon, and I've made the stick figure webtoon now. And it's just on my website. For free if people want to look at it. But when I switched, when I realized I had to do software way back before this, I found some YouTube channel. Yeah, hopefully. I found some YouTube channel, and it was basically some guy was talking about how zines and mini comics and stuff. And I'm like, oh, this would be way better to do it. And it just timing wise, I think there's these little crochet potatoes called positive potatoes. I don't know if you know them, but they hold up little. Do you say you've never heard of them?
No,
they're like
Either have
little
I.
cutesy markets. Like if you look it up, you will find them. If they're called positive potatoes, they're little crochet.
Sounds like a hacky
potatoes.
sack, right?
They kind of look like hacky sacks to be fair, but they hold little signs that say "I'm a tiny potato and I believe in you," or like whatever, something positive, which is hence the name. And I think I had posted something on Twitter back when Twitter got engagement and I still had people were still over there, where I'm like, this would be so much funnier if they said like ominous things where I'm like, I'm a potato, tiny potato, and I watch you while you sleep and stuff.
Yeah.
And one of my like indie creator friends like comment, he's like, you should make that into a comic. And I was just like, you're right, I should do that. I'm a very impressionable person. people always say like, hey, you should get into comics. Okay, you should make a comic book character. All right.
Speaking of them potatoes, Frederic, check out my screen share.
Oh, hold on. Let me remove this one and give you this one. Wow. That is some.
It's amazing the pictures you'll find on Google.
Yeah.
Is this positive potatoes? This is how to include meditation or potatoes into your meditation.
Become one with the potato.
You are a potato.
Besides just making fries there. Because when you were talking about like positive potatoes, my mind went immediately to those positive like posters they used to have, and then the joke was the demotivational posters, the one that were kind of parodies of those.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like, hey, today's a great day to give up.
Those were the best. Those really made you laugh. It's like the positive stuff. You're like, yeah, I see what you're trying to do there, but the negative one is just so hilarious.
Because when you see the positive stuff put all over the place, nonstop in your face, all these inspirational things, it stops feeling like an encouragement because you start to get numb to it, and it starts to feel more like propaganda, even though it's not meant to be.
Yeah. Well,
so then you come in with today is a good day to give up, and that just breaks up the monotony and makes everybody laugh. It's like perfect. Yeah,
it does.
Well, I think that's the thing where it's like there's so many things you can do with your time, and I think that like same thing where it's just like I feel like so many people are like, oh, I'm discouraged. I don't think I want to be a writer anymore. And like again, this is me talking about social media, and like all the comments below are like, no, don't give up. You can do it. It's just like, but maybe you should give up. Like maybe this isn't for you. Like I don't mean that in like a super bad way. I'm just like, what if you're doing something that's making you miserable and like question your life, like switch to doing, there's so many other things you can do with your time. Like switch to doing something fun that you enjoy, and like maybe that'll make you money if the goal is to make money. But even if it's not to make money, like if the goal is to enjoy yourself, do something you enjoy and quit the garbage that you don't.
She said, try doing something else, and Dexter was born.
No, I mean 100%. Like I was very dedicated to a comic book project at one point in time, and I developed the worst possible way to produce it, like the most complicated, overly complicated technique in a non-profitable way that was just like, it was a stupid idea, but I was kind of married to it, and I had the mindset, don't give up, never give up. And then at some point I was like, okay, like I really had. And it took me a long time to talk myself into giving up that project. And it was the thing to do. Sometimes you just have to give up and do something else.
There's a fine line between perseverance and stupidity.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I was way in the stupidity.
Yeah.
Asian potato, watch me fry. Sheldon is full of good ideas. It's a good one, man. Yeah, that's got up a lot of potential, the concept, the demon potatoes, because you could do a lot of variants. You could go into the horror route. You can do like a lot of different takes on it. Where do you see, do you like have a long vision for it, or are you just like focused on the next one and that's it? Or what's your take on the future of demon potatoes?
What's the future of demon potatoes? That sounds way too deep.
Yeah, right. I don't want to deep fry the idea, but
Yeah. You know what? I have like I think in my mind and it's purely based on just titles I've come up with. I think I have a 4-issue story here going.
okay.
And it's just based on like literally like just the funny titles. I'm like, oh, this one happens in this happens in this. So it was like like my plan isn't to make it too crazy, but at the same time, like there's what you plan and then what you end up doing. Like maybe I end up with like hundreds of these, I don't know. And like I think that like at some point if they were to like get more, like if I don't want to handfold them forever. If like I have if when I go to a con, if I sell like 20, like that's fine. But if all of a sudden they do like kind of take off, like
but you're raising kids, they'll handfold them for you.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I almost got the slave labor. Just my goal is to have a sweatshop, get all the neighborhood kids working for free, end up on the news, get arrested. That's the future of Demon Potatoes.
Hey, that's a story in itself. You know, I gotta respect that.
Yeah.
And you mentioned as well that you were doing a lot of conferences even before your comic book project, right? You're kind of involved with friends in the comic space, and you were doing conferences with were they comic book conferences, zine conferences? Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
So I am the editor. So my friend, Hades, the one who corrupted me and lured me into comics, he started his own comic book company, and like I was basically our skill set, kind of like what our different skills were, matched super well. So I ended up became the editor in chief. So, and he's over in the UK. So he basically does a whole bunch of the UK conferences. And then I do, like, the goal is to eventually do Canadian conferences, but Canada's so big. And like, books are so heavy. And I don't understand the logistics of like having to like take
funny
books.
I want to be in Calgary as well. Like there's certain conferences, because my superhero is kind of a Bitcoin superhero, and there's like Bitcoin conferences happening in Calgary, and I'm trying to figure out a way to get my comics over there. So it's funny that you're down there as well. So it's a huge country. Like it takes 2 weeks to cross it.
Well, that's like Hades can go to like 20 different conferences, and it's like even if he takes the train, like most of them are like 3 hours away. Whereas like for me, like my closest one is Edmonton, and it's a 3-hour drive. But then the next closest like big one is like a 16-hour drive. Like that's not close. And then if I start hopping on planes, then I have to like, then you start having to like carry books. And like and books are heavy. Like I don't know how the logistics of that. And I know like lots of people who like when they're guests, like they ship their stuff, which is like all fine when you're getting a free table. But like if you are paying for like a plane, your luggage, your shipping, your like table, it starts to really add up. So like
you gotta sell your books $100 each to
have you done conferences?
Not lately. So I've been doing, like I went for fun to Bitcoin conferences last year. There was one in Montreal, which that would make sense. I can drive down there. I can even sleep on my friend's couch. So that's 3-hour drive, right? Same as your Edmonton conference. It makes sense. Yeah. Then, I went down to Nashville, that one takes plane ticket. You got to find a place to sleep in a hotel. And then it stops making sense. Then you're like, okay, it's like selling your $23 books for $20. You're like, okay, how much do I want to get these books out there? How much do I want to advertise this? Am I like front loading the project to get the idea out there, and then I can do stuff later on? So I'm going to have to be asking myself that question next year. So I'm for sure going to do the Montreal conference, because that makes a lot of sense. Yeah. I'm going to consider other stuff. I even went down to El Salvador last November, and I sold a couple of pages, original art pages. So it wasn't a total loss, but I wasn't making profits. I was still spending. But it's a nice place to be spending your time. Yeah.
Well, and I know, like, I have a friend who basically, like, he just plans trips, and he does conferences during his trip. So it's basically like, it's more about the travel, and then for like a day or two, then he sells his comics. So it's like, because I think that's the tricky part, where it's like, if you're just going to sell comics, you start having to you start looking at all the costs as the cost of selling comics. But if you're just going on a trip and for a couple days you sell comics, then it's
And
just
you
the cost of
enjoy
the trip,
yourself
I guess.
for
And then
meeting
you can
people.
everything else is just profit and making, yeah, like to hanging out with other creators for a couple days. So I think it's a better way of looking at it, in my opinion.
For
if
sure.
I could wrap my head around that and do it, but then I also need to afford trips. I got 2 littles right now, and it's just like anywhere we go. Like
Yeah.
I can't do a conference with them, like
Yeah.
in tow. So it's a bit much.
Yeah, but crowdfunding makes some sense. Like a lot of people are selling their books through crowdfunders. You can ship
Yeah.
them out. With the wonderful mailing system we have in Canada.
Yeah.
You guys are the same as here, right? Your Canada Post is on strike, rolling strike now.
Yeah, just always on. And like I did issue 3 of Sister Grimm last year, and when it was time to ship them out, everyone was on Canada Post was on strike, so I didn't get them shipped out till like January,
Oh
and it was
man.
supposed to be before Christmas, and then like here again, like at least it's rolling strikes, I guess, but like, man, like it feels like it's been forever, and it's just caught like every year, like before Christmas. I basically need to quit planning Kickstarters right before Christmas, I guess. But yeah,
Yeah, that could be. I mean, they say the best time is, I think September, October is good. I think it starts to dip in November, December, from what I hear. This is not personal experience. I'm just doing my first crowdfunder this year. And
yeah,
I've been campaigning from September 6th to all the way to December 6th, which is probably too much. I think it's 3 months. It's a little
oh yeah,
stretched out.
Are you doing it? Who are you doing it through?
So I'm doing it through FundMyComic.
Oh, okay,
Which,
yeah. I was gonna say you must. I was suspicious it was FundMyComic, because Kickstarter only lets you do 60 days max. I don't know. At Indiegogo, I think is just indefinite, but I don't know.
Well, Indiegogo just got. It's funny because we got Michael saying hello at the same time, and he just got bit in the derriere with Indiegogo because he came on last week, and Indiegogo put him in a hiatus. Like they freeze your campaign after your initial run.
Oh, okay.
And this is a new thing they do. So basically, you did it for a month. Now they're freezing it for 2 weeks, and then he can do like either a storefront or another prolonged campaign time. FundMyComic is good for a couple of reasons. They only take 1%, so they take the lowest cost, the lowest share, and you can turn your campaign into a storefront without any penalty or hindrance. So that's pretty nice. The only thing that FundMyComic does not have is they don't have the mailing list option that Indiegogo offers. And I've heard people have some issues on the website on phones, but I've never had that issue personally. But that's what I heard.
Yeah, they all have their pros and their cons, and like I know some people who are involved with like making FundMyComic and stuff, and like even they're aware of some of the things that they need to work on. But it's definitely cool. But it's funny that you have a 3-month one, whereas like with especially Demon Potatoes, like because I've heard some people who like do like the 3-week Kickstarters because like there's that big lull in the middle, which I can't even imagine for 3 months. Like for a 30-day campaign, I feel like the first week and the last week are quite busy, and then the middle there's just like it is like pulling teeth to get someone to back. Like that's where I am now. Pulling teeth. It's just like I'm lucky if you get like a backer like every few days or something.
That's pretty much it. Yeah, I almost only get backers when I'm on a show.
Yeah.
Like I was on Friday nights a couple of weeks ago, and I got 5 backers, which is a lot for for my project. That's a big night. So I was happy to get that. And my comic's not cheap either, so people are putting their hard-earned money towards it. So I appreciate that very much. And I was trying to get into Bitcoin podcast, which was the hardest thing. As much as they support me in person when I see them at conferences, they're like, this is an incredible idea. Like trying to reach them, they're like very anti-spam and they're hard to email to and stuff like that. And now I'm getting into my first Bitcoin podcast tomorrow, which I'm super excited about. So that finally happened. But I think, in retrospect, 3 months is too long. I should have.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you poor thing. I can't even imagine having to like do a campaign for 3 months.
Yeah, well, because
like I'm already here. Like, what if I do like a 2-week campaign?
Yeah.
Get rid of that middle week altogether. Like, don't even have like 2 weeks in the middle. Just 14 days. Just like get in or get out.
Yeah, what works for you? Like, I'm looking forward to that, December 6th line, because I'm going to respect my timeline, obviously. And now I'm preparing a second trailer for. Oh, we didn't even watch your trailer. We're going to have to watch your trailer. I'm preparing a second trailer for the closeout. I'm going to add an extra cover for the closeout. I'm going to do like something special to get one last boost towards the end, because sometimes you can get an extra boost towards the end, as you say.
Yeah.
But if I were to do it over again, I would do like a lot of people do. They do 1 month, and then they do an extra month after that. So you kind of back up to a maximum of 2 months.
Yeah.
And I think that's a long time already. And I won't be doing 3 months again. But I did learn a lot. Like, I'm kind of grateful. I got time to do a second trailer. I've got a friend of mine who's doing the voiceover as we speak tonight. So I'm looking forward to that. I just got colored pages from my colorist. Somebody else is doing the colors. So I'm going to be, putting those into the second trailer. So it's going to be a breath of a second life into the campaign. So that is a little bit exciting, but it's a learning experience, especially the first one. Is this your first campaign, or you've done?
This is the first one I've done like fully just by me. We've done a few through ASAP, which I've basically arguably I've done them. Like I was the one like setting up all the pages, and like I was doing podcasts and stuff and like all the stuff. So, but I was usually doing it with like Hades, so I didn't have to do it just by myself. And it's nice having like someone else to do it with for sure. Whereas this was my first one doing like by myself, which it has its pros and cons. Like this one, I could be like, just because of the topic, I could be like sillier with it. Like with like ASAP, like I've like. When I first started doing Kickstarters, everyone's like, "Oh, you have to have like a sexy pinup or like something for the depraved."
Yeah, are you saying you don't have a sexy potato?
I do have sexy potatoes.
Okay.
Yeah, actually, I think you were sitting on them down for a while. Where it's just like, but yeah, I made sexy potatoes this time, so I basically have 2 of them.
Now you're talking. You got to give them fan service. That's That's the
if
name
you scroll
of the game.
down, so that one's
these are the ones we were right on there. Tater Tushy, Tater Tates. These almost look like
tater tatas.
Tater tatas,
yeah. So
she's
those
stuffing
are
her brassiere with potatoes to look more alluring.
You got Shark Tornado.
Yeah, so these are my prints. So I have a Shark Tornado.
Okay,
which coincidentally worked with that was just I just like the idea of Sharknado, and it was like easy to make them into potatoes.
I can't believe how many movies that spawned.
Not enough.
So when but why I love Sharknado is because I have a comic book called Demon Potatoes, and like Sharknado is literally, I use it as a great example of if you have this idea that sounds stupid, let's be honest, but like someone literally walked into some producer's office and pitched Sharknado as like, it's gonna be a tornado full of sharks, and some producer was like, yes, let's do it. And they got like pretty legit actors in the first one, and now there's something like 10 of them. Like they're making a new one.
I'm waiting for the crossover between Sharknado and Twister.
Yeah, but like the second Twister where they're on fire. Like
Tater Twisters.
Yeah. Surely there's already a fire Sharknado. I wouldn't be surprised. I've only seen like the first. I actually think I've only seen the first one. I don't think I've seen any other ones.
I haven't even seen one, so I don't know what I'm doing with my life.
Oh, yeah.
And this time the sharks are on fire with laser beams.
Yeah, 100%.
All right. Speaking of which, we're going to watch the Demon Potato trailer. I'm looking forward to this.
All right.
Let's do it. Okay, it's a short trailer.
That's all you need to know.
Yeah, you may recognize that from my it's basically the Thursdays trailer, but I changed it slightly and then obviously changed it for my title. But yeah, I just that was just me trying animation. And it was So that was just, and it was kind of just like, I didn't go for a really intense trailer or anything that like explained a lot, but it was just like, at the same time, Demon Potatoes pitches itself.
I'm trying to get the setting here back.
Oh, someone else backed it, I think.
Oh,
Probably whoever backed it, if you're in the chat, new best friends.
that's wonderful.
I think it was at 36. Maybe I was at 37. Maybe no one backed it, in which case, take that back.
Hopefully not. Hopefully somebody backed it. We do get some backers sometimes. It is a small show, but we got a lot of people who are passionate about comics over here, so we do have backers.
It's so close. So like I did like a low goal, and like you talked about learning stuff where it's just like, I don't know. For some reason, because it was like a make from home comic, I thought just having it as 500, like 500 was a decent goal. Cause like wasn't like, I'm just the artist and like, I don't know. It's not like I needed the money to fund it, I guess. Like I was already making it. So I set like a really low goal, but then I feel like I set it too low. Cause now it's like, at the maybe I guess you haven't experienced it but like lots of Kickstarters and campaigns wherever you're using, if you're like a little shy of your goal at the end, it seems like there's this like great rallying in the indie community.
Yeah, there's a psychological kind of, come on, people, we can do it.
We can help this person. Yeah, and people do. Like I've done it. Like I'm just like, I don't care anything about this person's comic, but I'll help them get their goal. I don't even know this stranger, and this is like I just like
you get wrapped up in it, and you
Well, I think that's the thing. Like there's this great like people want to see each other like meet their goals, but by setting a low goal, like people are like, oh, she's fine. I'm like, damn it. But now I'm like, I have this like my next my first stretch goal is at 1,000. So that's $17 away.
Oh,
Canadian, which is like what, $5 US?
pennies. Okay,
basically
people,
pennies.
You heard her. We're $17 Canadian away. Let's make it happen.
I was gonna share the cover of issue 2 as my first milestone.
Oh, come on, guys! Come on, can we get the
ready?
Have a live.
You could have it live. I actually have it nearby.
You heard her. $17. That's all Canadian.
17 Canadian dollars. At this campaign, yeah.
So everyone, free. Go through your couch, go look behind, between the cushions. I'm sure we can find $17 with, looking through everybody's couches. That's wonderful. Yeah, we could have a, discovery of the second trailer live here on the Proof of Comics. That would be a first, world first. Very exciting stuff.
Yeah, exclusive on the Proof of Comics.
I did the same thing. I went for a low $500 goal. As starter.
Oh my! Oh, you have a $500 goal and you're going for 3 months. I'm in so much pain for you.
Yeah, I met so it was interesting. It was very fascinating. I have one of my friends. I'm co-host on somebody else's show as well. So it's a lot of less work, and he gets like a lot of big names in the comic book space. So it's really fun to be part of it. They're called Comics Get Commandos. Yeah. And so I was like, okay, can we do a launch on your show? It'd be fun. First of all, it's kind of home turf. I know everybody here. It's kind of, there's people in the chat are going to back me. They know who I am. And we're like, okay, let's do it. And then we got 7 backers, which I was like, oh, this is great. We've got 7 backers. And then the next day on Twitter, I get made fun of. Look at this. It's like they can't even fund a project. La, 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 la. And everyone was kind of rallying and coming to my defense and stuff. And it was like, wow, I'm getting a lot of drama from my little comic book, right? And then we get a big name in this space, like EVS comes in and says, oh, yeah, well, you're making fun of him. Well, let's bring him on our show and see if we can get him more backers, And so the people that were making fun of me kind of backfired and ended up feeding the campaign. And so even right before getting on his show on Sunday, which was like 24 hours later, then boom, I meet the $500 goal. And then I get like 5 to 6 extra backers. And then Monday morning, I'm on another friend's show, which is 5 to 6 extra backers. So that was the big push at the beginning, which kind of got me I was pretty quickly into the $1,000 range.
Nice. Yeah,
now
which is like, that's always kind of like the weird marketing thing where it's like, you kind of want the negative prep. Like the social media loves hating on things. And when you hate on things, you get more attention. Whereas like if people were like, hey, I love this campaign, check it out, no one's gonna click on it. Whereas like you almost need to just be like, someone just be like, look at this garbage like I should have made my campaign worse. It's too good. It's too good.
Yeah, I had like did a lot of preparation around the project, a lot of stuff I really did well, and then the text on the campaign I rushed for some reason, which the hater, if we're going to call her that, I have no hard feelings against her, but she she made fun of me for some stuff, but she had some legitimate gripes as well. That was like, oh yeah, you're right. I did make mistakes here. I could put extra stuff here. So I went in and fixed it after the fact. And, but you're absolutely right. If you just say, oh, this project's nice, he's my friend, go check it out. It's like, snooze fest, It's like, oh, look at this dweeb. It's this worst campaign ever. I think, oh, yeah, let me go make fun of him. And there's something about that.
I just saw someone pushed it past 1,000. I thought someone was stolen. You guys.
Awesome. Now I'm looking through here. Is there a package where you got both the digital and physical, or the?
I assume add-on, but I actually might not have done that, to be fair. Really, you want both?
This is amazing.
Typically, I put physicals on the shelf and I read the digitals because I could blow it up and I don't need my glasses.
Before we go too deep into
in the add-ons.
We have a little clip we like to play here, Laurie, and in honor of celebrating passing the $1,000 mark, Canadian, which is okay because we're both Canadian. It makes sense.
I'd like $40 US.
Yeah, exactly. So we're gonna play a little Sabrina clip. This is our our mascot here on the show. So here we go. There we go. Celebration time.
Nice. I was looking Wrangler is checking out my rewards. And I was just like, is there actually I actually don't know who that I feel like I don't even know who that song is.
That we just watched?
Yeah. Have I heard that song before?
Sabrina Salerno. She's an Italian singer who was big in the 80s. And that is Boys, Boys, Boys. Is the name of the song, I believe.
Fair enough.
Or Summertime Love. I think it's Boys, Boys, Boys. Yeah. Oh, we got another co-host here. We got James, our legal lizard here. Welcome, James. How do you do, good sir?
I heard someone playing Sabrina, so I put down my briefcase and crawled out of my rock. How's everyone doing?
Yes. Can you believe it? We just passed Laurie here over $1,000 Canadian on the show.
Whoa. What's that, like 12 US?
Exactly.
That's basically what I said.
Not bad, not bad. You're almost rich in pesos.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you fly down to Mexico and there's money left from the flight, you're going to be rich.
There you go.
But do you know what this means, James? It means she's going to reveal the second cover for her book live on the show.
Wow, what does the first cover look like?
I'll show you the first cover. Because you got 3 versions here. You have the potato version, which is underneath here.
Made from real potatoes? Potato paper?
No, this is synthetic potatoes. Potatoes were hurt in the making of this comic, right?
Damn, I'm very racist towards potatoes.
When I make my action figures, I feel like I end up having to compost a lot of them afterwards. But it happens.
It happens. And then you have the demon version, which is the red paper version. And this one is the one you want to get because she has to suffer and cut out paper. She has to cut out some red.
Selling that to people.
Oh, the humanity.
I wonder if this is the one that got you over $1,000. I wouldn't be surprised,
Wow.
Hey Wrangler, I just added the digital as an add-on. Somehow I was missing that. There you go. Look at me. Just productive. All right, you want?
You stopped me just in time too. Awesome.
You're about to exit out of there. I'm like, you know what? I do have it, but so I like made this as a zine, and I feel like it's like designed to be handheld. Like, but so whatever. I'm willing to, like I said, I'm willing to let people part with their money however they want. All right, where did I put this?
It's a smart business.
Yeah, that's my business savviness. I have to think of where I put my. Oh, it's right here. Where's all my art? All right, you're ready for this.
Yeah, we're.
It's like it's in the original it's still because I have to fold it, so it's like not even folded yet.
You draw this all on paper, right? This is not digital art. Yeah.
I can show. I have all my originals. You can see them if you really want.
Sweet potato.
All right, where are you? Issue 2.
Are you selling any of the original art, or
not yet. Like I've scanned it all, so and I feel like I should just get rid of it because I'm worried I'm just gonna wreck it all. All right, here we go.
This is the reveal, ladies and gentlemen.
This is the reveal. There you go. Issue 2.
Wow.
First Spud.
I like the minimalism and the I don't know how to call it. What kind of art style is this? You got a name for it?
I call it pen and ink.
I enjoy the pen and ink.
Thank you. I came up with that style. It's like I invented rabies. I domesticated potatoes, and I came up with the style of pen and ink.
That's quite a pedigree, yeah.
Yeah. So this issue 2 is heavily Rambo influenced, hence my first
Nice.
Spud title.
Yeah, First Spud. That's good, man.
They drew First Spud.
I love that movie. Rambo is such a good one. I rewatched it a few years ago. It ages really well too. Like the second one is the one I liked as a kid, and now I'm like totally disinterested in it. Now I find it's the first one's actually got a good story.
So, have you been out west?
No, the furthest I've been out west is when I lived in Ontario and Petawawa. I was on a military base when I was a kid.
Oh, okay. So Rambo is filmed in Hope, BC, and I've been to Hope, BC, and I've done the Walking Rambo tour.
No way.
Yeah, that's my claim to, and it literally like years before I even like considered doing this, but like no, like I've like been to like. There's like all these like little landmarks. Like a lot of the town has changed, so it's kind of like here's where this building used to be and stuff. But like it's pretty fun still though.
I wanted to do that for the town of that they used in Twin Peaks, the show of Twin Peaks. So they have little tours and stuff like that around that town. The diner's still there.
No.
Yeah, I love that show.
I haven't seen Twin Peaks.
Of course.
Oh, that's a fun one. You're gonna enjoy it.
It's great.
Yeah, it's wholesome,
yeah.
And it's strange and fantastic at the same time.
The first episode comes off more like a love drama gone wrong, but then it starts taking crazy twists pretty fast.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You know what? So it's funny because I think of going to Hope, BC as this like big thing where it's like, oh, that's where they shot Rambo, but like. They filmed a good chunk of The Last of Us here. Like it's in the first season, like one of the episodes, they're like riding their horses through this park. It's like a park I used to play when I was a kid. It's like a block away from my parents. And it's like, oh.
Do you remember those, what was it called? What were the cannibal movies? The Hills Have Eyes. One of them was filmed out here. So I live in the sticks in the desert. Well, not the sticks. But the sticks is not far. And
obviously lizards live in the desert,
yeah,
James.
Absolutely.
We know that.
So there I was underneath my rock, and I had this neighbor, and we hear this screaming, and he goes out. It's like, what the hell? And then I'm right there. It's like, oh, screaming, nice. And then he just goes down through like this canyon area, looking around, hearing this woman scream. And then he walks onto the set of Hills Have Eyes too. And he finds out there and just filming some shit back there. Like, what the fuck's all this? Like, imagine doing that. You're walking through the literal desert between canyons, and then you come across a table of food. and just some dudes chilling there next to a table of food. You're like, what the fuck, cartel?
I feel like you think that you would be like it's a mirage. Like if you're just walking, just this weird like Costco folding table with like just like the super specific movie set mirage.
I would just start sneaking in after that. Just start walking around. You know, I personally did it because I don't have to. I just slither underneath rocks.
Fair.
Frederic, what are we drawing today?
So I'm doing an inking exercise. So I'm taking one of my childhood heroes, Jim Lee. This is one of his X-Men drawing. And I'm inking it, printed it out blue line. So this blue line allows me to see clearly where the drawing is, but at the same time, when I scan it out or when you look at it, the blue kind of fades into the background and only the ink stands out. So yeah, it's an inking exercise I'm trying to do between comics. So the first one's all completed. At least my part of the artistic process is done.
Nice.
And I haven't started the second one. So I'm trying to do like some inking exercises, try to level up my skills between both projects and try to, learn a couple of things.
What do you do with these when you're done with them? Where do they go?
I just put them in a pile.
In the pile. Where's the pile?
It's out back. It's starting to look like a mountain, and children climb the pile, and then sometimes we lose the children and we never see them again.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding, of course. But I keep them. I was thinking maybe of putting on eBay and like auctioning off for $1 or something. Trying to just get them out there or something like that.
If you're gonna put it on eBay, you got to put it for at least 20. Look at that.
Yeah, I mean,
hand drawn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, hand traced. Very well.
Inked. Yeah, for sure.
Have you ever considered putting can you do that in FundMyComic? Like basically just add, here's, I just finished some original art.
I mean,
do they have add-ons kind of thing?
Yeah. Well, I put like original art from the comic there, but I put it a little pricey because I don't want to give it away too cheap. So I haven't sold it yet. I've sold about 1/3 of the book, but in other venues. Like I haven't sold it through the campaign yet.
Yeah.
But, Sheldon says 20 Canadian, which is $1 US anyway.
Yeah, basically. Yeah. Find that in your coat pocket from last year.
That's smart though. You want to appropriately price yourself. This one time I got into horse dealing, and I dealt the horses about 50% lower than everyone else, and I crashed the entire market. Good job.
Oh, that's good thinking. Sheldon says I backed it. I heard y'all mention it right as I was taking my dog outside. Well, thank you very much, Sheldon.
So cute.
Sheldon's been a big supporter of the channel, and really appreciate him.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah.
I assume he backed yours as well.
Yes. Yeah, he better. No,
he better.
I'm kidding, but I think he did. Yeah. He also recommended one of our guests as well, a Marvel artist who's got his own campaign. Sean Chen, we had him on a few weeks ago, and it was a good time as well. Yeah, he's like full-blown comic book professional from Marvel, but now he's gone kind of the indie way. Well, he's got a publisher, but they're still doing the crowdfunding as marketing. Crowdfunding, even like the big guys are looking. And Sheldon says, "I backed it in Canadian."
Yeah, it's funny because I feel like I don't know who the first, but like when Keanu Reeves, when Berserker came on to Kickstarter, I feel like it was so controversial. Like I don't know if that was the first like big one, but for me it felt like the first big one that I was aware of. Yeah, and then everyone's just like, oh, like this is an indie space, and now I feel like just everyone, like I don't know, like in the novel world, like Brandon Sanderson like did his on there, and it's just like just millions of dollars. I'm just like, oh, is this what Kickstarter can do? Like this?
We even have like toy companies now who are bringing out projects that are a little bit more risky. They're like, okay, we'll crowdfund it. So it's a way to, first of all, you're making sure you have people who want to buy it.
Yeah.
And you're getting the money ahead of time as well. So it makes a lot of things possible, whereas they would just be dreams otherwise. So. Yeah. It's nice.
It's cool. Like I can kind of see the whole like it shouldn't be for big people, but at the same time, big people, like I didn't even know about Kickstarter, I don't think, until like I think a lot of people don't know about Kickstarter, so maybe it just helps people find it, which I hope. refrigerator
The
company.
first big one was a refrigerator company, I think, like 11 years ago. What? A refrigerator company made a comic book?
I assume it was not a comic book. It was just that was what started Kickstarter, or like what kicked off Kickstarter.
So did Kickstarter crowdfund the Kickstarter website? That's what I want to know.
That feels meta.
Yeah, right?
I wonder if they'll let you crowdfund armed forces.
Maybe.
There's a lot I can do with the personal army. I'm a man of my short stature, yet
Yeah.
you know I have resources.
I would love to have a horse. Maybe I should start a crowdfunding to get a horse.
What happens if you don't meet your goal? Do you have to kill the
You
horse?
get a pony.
You get a pony. You get a half horse.
Or a midget horse, yeah, exactly.
Just get a dog instead.
Or you get horse meat at the worst possible. If you just get $20.
So Frederic, I have to ask, what happens? It's my kid's bedtime.
Oh,
Do you keep drawing if I abandon you? Or
yes, of course.
I don't want. Okay,
You're free to
I don't
go
want
at
to
any time.
end your. I don't want to bail, but
No, you're
help
absolutely
with
free to
that.
go. No, for sure, because
Okay.
the show goes for 2 hours, but
Okay.
we just make stuff up to talk about. So don't worry about it.
This is essentially a digital bar. With
Yes.
Okay.
So let me
This is
first of all,
basically James showed up, and I'm like, I'm out of here.
exactly. James will take over. And,
Okay.
I'll
Okay.
talk.
Tag me. I'm tagging out. You tag in.
I'll throw some dollars at your potatoes, maybe.
Cool. Yeah. If you could keep selling my Demon Potatoes Kickstarter.
Well, the link is in
Find some ways
it's in the
to
chat.
promote it.
The link is in the
Okay,
description. It's going to stay
Yeah.
there. It's
Offer
and I
some
want
of
to
your
thank
own
you very much for
personal-
your time, Laurie. This has been an exciting talk. We had a lot of fun,
Bye.
a lot of laughs, and hopefully
Yeah.
you keep us in the loop when issue 2 comes out. Maybe we can do
I
a part
will do
2.
so. Yeah, I
That'd be a lot
appreciate
of
it.
fun.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me, and it's cool to see your drawing, and cool to talk to you again, because obviously,
Yeah.
we met way back whenever you were on my show.
Yeah, a long time ago.
I paused my show, so don't do it right now.
Oh, it's on pause
sure.
currently.
Yeah, I paused it for now. Just I don't know. I wasn't quite. I just needed to life life was lifing. I just
That
needed
was going to be my next question. Do you have a YouTube channel?
It's called the ASAP Imagination Network. So
Oh.
it is over there. My show is called Thursdays, but it's been paused for a while just
It's
because.
still up. You can see the episode that I was on there,
Yeah.
and go check that out.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
Right.
Okay.
cool.
Well, thank you so much, and thank you so much to everyone who backed it. Like, I legitimately very appreciate it. So
Awesome.
James, over to you. All right. Take care, guys. Thanks again.
Thank you very
It was
much,
nice to
Laurie.
meet you.
Talk to you soon.
Thank you.
Bye bye. There we
Kind
go.
woman. And now we are here.
And now we're back to our usual scheduled program.
Programming. Yeah, there's
Now I
programming.
can get some drawing done. Oh,
What else were you doing?
I had to ask questions and talk, and all
Yeah, I
that
forget Canadians need their hands for that.
stuff. Well, especially Italians. I'll tell you that.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Italians would not be able to do what I do, for sure. Drawing
Camera
and
talk.
talking at the same time. No way.
Yeah,
No
fix
way.
the hands.
Pretty early to go to bed. Well, it's her kids that have to go to bed. She has very young kids. They're spuds. Pretty early to go
I
to
get
bed.
it. I get it.
Makes sense. Demon Potatoes 2. Taking it back. You're giving all these away for free. That's some nice work, Fred. You should draw like that all the time. Dude, I know, right? This is Jim Lee stuff. Hopefully it'll rub off on me. a little
Now,
bit.
what you should do, watch, this is how you can make a lot of money, though it's more so an end game plan, right? You make a bunch of artwork, and then let's say for whatever reason it doesn't sell. You're in your 60s. Okay, what you do is you get somebody to kick your ass in a wheelchair, all right? Preferably for the rest of your life. And then you use that to
Sounds
sell
good
your
so
work.
far. That's
You're like,
great.
hey, I'm in a wheelchair. Here's my work. Buy it.
And if I don't find anybody, you're going to be the one pushing me in the wheelchair, James.
Yeah, no problem. Though I am quite small. I'm sure I can get one of my men in the armed forces.
We'll get an electric wheelchair, so you'll just have to basically drive it. You'll have like a little sidecar where you're actually controlling the wheelchair. Jim Lee doesn't draw like that anymore. You got the market on that. That's right, dude. I think it's time for a little bit of drama because I heard that Hush 2 was a little bit of a disappointment. Now I haven't seen it.
Really? I never seen the first one.
Yeah, Hush 1. I've got it here. I haven't read it because I don't read comics. I just look at them. But Hush 1 is pretty good. It's you got Batman, you got Catwoman. Jim Lee draws Catwoman very sexy. Batman's very well drawn. He's got beautiful backgrounds, good stuff. Hush 2, I haven't seen it. I'm just getting early feedback that it's not super positive. So I don't know what's going on with that. I think Jim Lee was at the height of his career when he was doing Wildcats. He was extremely good when he was doing X-Men. This is he's just about to hit the top of his career when he's drawing this. When he did Wildcats, he pushed it the extra mile. He was doing his own characters, and he did some crazy stuff. And it's so good. So especially Deathblow. I think some Deathblow art is probably peak Jim Lee. So for people who don't know Deathblow, it's when Jim Lee was trying to imitate Sin City, right? Frank Miller's Sin City. So basically a high contrast black and white, though they did add some gray tones in coloring and a little bit of red marks as well.
Yeah.
He was trying to basically imitate Frank Miller and using his really good, tight superhero style. It looks so good. I think it's some of his best work.
Excellent.
Art Haida says, can Italians talk dirty during foreplay? They can, but sometimes they give each other black eyes. How can they get handsy and talk at the same time? Well, you got two hands, so,
Trust me, Italians are the masters of smoking while doing everything. They can do everything with their hands.
Smoking?
Smoke cigarettes.
Yeah. Smoking's not as popular in Canada anymore. The French, though, they all smoke. Especially we got a lot of immigrants from France that are French. You can't tell by looking at them, but as soon as they start talking, you can tell they're French. They all smoke. 99% of them smoke.
I need to go down there and visit you one of these days.
Yeah, for sure. Dude, we have such a beautiful city over here. Quebec is the oldest fortified city in North America.
Whoa.
So you got a whole portion of the old city that's all been preserved. It looks like you're stepping into the 1400s, right? Except it's got, glass windows and you got cafes and restaurants and stuff. But it's beautiful. I do not smoke because I'm not French. That's a stupid response. I do enjoy cigars though, so I'll have a cigar once in a while. If I have something to celebrate. When I finished inking the comic book, I bought a pack of cigars. I got some Cuban cigars because you can do that in Canada. Cubans are not illegal. Neither are their cigars. That was a joke.
That's funny.
I cracked myself up.
Well, I grew up in the 80s, so smoking's a part of my life.
Yeah.
Also, thanks to the universe and that they've now changed the term Indian to Native American, I can now claim Native American. So I go over there, you got to introduce me as a Native American.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Well, dude, we have there's a couple of weeks during the year, and I think it's every 2 years. So it's not because I'll get to the point before I sidetrack. People dress up. It's an old France festival. So everyone kind of dresses up in the 1400s.
Oh, nice.
So you're walking through the streets and then, half the people are wearing clothes from the period. So it's great. It's like cosplaying old France. So you got the buildings, you got the people. It makes for great photos. Makes for a great time. There's lots of stuff you can buy that are kind of on theme.
I dress like a Mexican.
Yeah, you should dress like a fucking Aztec prince or something.
Oh, that would be legit. I got the hair.
You need some feathers. Art Haida says, it would be nice to visit your land, but I'd be effed if your government looked up my socials.
You're fine.
They speak French, so you're fine. You're fine. I cross the border all the time, and I'm me. So
how would they react once they hear my accent down there? Or the huge?
No one really cares.
I was like, oh, okay.
No.
So we'll lose English now. I imagine like they do speak English down there, right? Like, or
Yeah, I mean, there's pockets of English speakers here. There's like you can have like an English social circle. I have a bunch of English speaking friends here as well.
nice.
I mean, there's
Nice.
you could go to like a sports league that's all English and stuff like that. So you can hang out and socialize with people.
Oh, so there's like an economy down there.
Yeah, sure, small, but it's there.
Yeah, it exists. They serve
Yeah.
the
I mean, it's obviously if you go to Montreal, it's like half the city speaks English. Like it's normal. It's way more normal to speak. And all the English speakers are way richer than the French speakers down there. So
we don't have to associate with the poors.
Sheldon says Native American is okay, but you look like an a-hole if you order a native taco at a powwow. It's Indian taco.
A powwow.
A powwow, yeah. I've gone to powwows, and
Yeah.
they don't have tacos.
Yeah, they didn't have any at the one I did security at. It was called Skimitzen. Because I worked security at the casino local here. So that's how I ended up with that job. And everybody, all the employees, instead of calling it Skimitzen, they called it Shitsmitsen because people would steal everything.
Saboteur says, I hear you're not allowed in Canada as an American with DUIs. That could be. There's certain, like, if you if you've got a criminal record, things like that, you might need a pardon, or not necessarily a presidential pardon, but you need to go get some paperwork to be allowed to cross the border. That could be. Is that the same with Canadians coming to the USA? I think so. Yeah, you have to be like, you can't be like a criminal and cross the border. Like if you do jail time, things like that, you're no longer even allowed to leave the country. So, but I mean, Canada's a huge country. It's bigger than some continents.
You're not allowed to leave the country. You mean you want to keep me?
Yeah. So, I mean, being stuck in Canada is not that bad because it's such a large country that, it's like saying you got 3-4 times the size of Europe. It's not.
Is it a large country or a large forest?
Well, it's mostly a forest, especially up north, but it's still very wide. Like even if it's if it doesn't go all the way up north, like the same sense that the United States does, it's still very wide. That's what she said.
Sheldon, I share my booze with the moose.
My French is limited. I just yell "Tu es très bête" at every rude person.
So what does that mean for all this non-French speakers?
It just means you're very rude.
Oh, okay.
Damn it.
So, just stating a fact.
Yeah, but look into it, man. You might be all right. Because I know you travel a lot. So if you ever come down here, that'd be cool. How do you get a DUI on a moose? Well, that's the good thing. You don't. The moose gets the DUI, and you just, laughing all the way home.
That's why I said I share my booze with the moose.
Dude, because back when my grandfather was a young kid, they'd go down to the bar on the horse because you can get shit-faced and the horse still knows where to go. Like you could be passed out on your horse and the horse will go back home.
Self-driving.
Yeah, it's a self-driving car. So, you just got to treat
funny.
Moose, the very big deer.
Like horses are very underrated. You're not allowed in the Canadian forest. Yeah, well, they passed this stupid mandate.
Seriously?
Law. Yeah, well, they forbid people to go in the forest this summer. It's a retarded law.
That's weird.
Draw Zombie says, woo. Yeah, a lot of things. Dude, this country is like under a full-blown communist takeover right now. It's no joke. Like, what the hell? No, dude, like it's like China. It's like USSR before the communist takeover. We're in the early steps. People are leaving by all the brains are leaving. The doctors are leaving. All my Bitcoiner friends are leaving the country. Everyone's freaking leaving the boat like a rat.
They're leaving Canada like it was New York City or something.
Camping's not illegal. They just wanted to be honest, because they want to set the forest on fire to promote their carbon taxes. So they have to, prove that climate change is happening, and for that they have arsonists to set fire to the forest, like allegedly. I know you're listening, Canada. Allegedly, they're setting the forest on fire to promote their climate hoax. I mean, we saw it in California. If arsonists were caught setting the fire, to the forest to promote this stupid agenda, and they're doing the same thing in Canada. It's the same plan, right? Art says, I found it funny when they showed off the recent Zelda games, and people were shocked the horse behaved intelligently. Like it's not a car. It's just not gonna walk into. Yeah, dude. Like horses are.
It's an animal, bro.
It's an animal, and it's one of the most intelligent animals as well. It's brilliant. Horses are really smart. My grandfather used to train horses, right? That was his job. He'd have people who'd buy young horses, and then when they were of age to train, they'd pay my grandfather. He'd keep the horse for a few months, and then he would do all the training. He'd teach them the commands. He'd teach them how to become work horses. Because you don't want to get a fucking lazy bum ass horse. You want them to be hard workers. You want a communist horse. Wait, are you guys also getting digital ID? Well, they're trying to push it right now. I mean, that's why they're flooding these countries with illegal immigrants. They want to make people beg for ID for voting. They want to make people beg for ID for all these things. So they're creating the problems ahead of time so they can offer the solution of digital ID. That's what the whole fucking, world government thing. That's the end game. But to get there, you need the digital ID. The digital ID. That's the crux of it. So if they don't get it, their plan fails and we win. And if they do get it, then we turn into China. Okay, you did it.
Hello, you order Chinese food? Oh, we got our food here. It's cold outside. Oh, you fat fuck. You got egg roll, you got dumplings, spare ribs, you got everything. Everything.
That's what Canada's turning into, folks.
Everything.
Minus the everything. A little bit of this and a little bit of
sound like a dick or nothing, but it says on your chart that you're fucked up. You talk like a fag, and your shit's all retarded.
a little bit of column A and a little bit of column B.
Per usual, 'tis his life.
And there's only one solution.
Buy Bitcoin, opt out of inflation.
Well, you said it, not me.
Yeah. Thank you, Trudeau. Have to clip out all the stupid stuff, but you keep the essentials. Art Haida says, look at it this way, Frederic. Instead of turning into China, you might be taken over by Sharia. Yeah, how's that working out for London right now? Dear Lord, it's so sad.
I think it'll be okay because you can attack them with the demon potatoes.
Well, we need a potato gun for that. Are you going to be selling potato guns as a premium?
That'd be funny.
If I had the money, I would hire an engineer to build the potato gun.
Get into the potato gun market.
Our amount of potato guns, as seen in Haley Star.
If Elon can sell a flamethrower, I think Wrangler can sell a potato gun.
Spaceballs, the flamethrower.
Oh,
Brad Kitty, the potato gun.
They're bringing out Spaceball 2 now. What do you guys think of that?
I really don't know. I mean, on one hand, that would have been cool 20 years ago.
I'm already disappointed that they're not calling it like the search for more money.
Search for more money.
Because they seeded that in the
set
first
up the
one.
sequel, and then they're, you know what? They should just call it Spaceballs 3, and then address that in the movie. It's like, Well, the search for more money didn't go well, so we're making another. Here's 3. You just say they skipped it because the first one cost too much money. I don't know. Make some meta joke about why they skipped over 2 in the search for more money.
Yeah, because it could go either way. Like they did it with the Naked Gun. They had a sequel this summer. I didn't see it. So the feedback that I got from most people was that it's good. It's not as good as the old ones because those were like really top of the line.
That I was surprised to hear. I'm pleasantly surprised because I thought it was a reboot. I didn't know it was a continuation.
Yeah, so he's playing his kid. So they're, doing a nod at his father. It's a continuation of the story. Obviously, it's not as good, but still, apparently, it's worth watching for a good time. You'll get a laugh.
Do it, Art Hilda. Do it, or Art Haida. Do it.
I had an absurd idea about an undead wild boar in the Middle East. Very haram ham.
Go for the
sure the world is ready for it, dude. Because you got that's Bosch's hero you got as your avatar, right? So Bosch is an ex-Muslim who's, I think, what is it, Pigman? Is that the name of this comic? I ordered it, but it's so long ago that I forgot. So he's got a pig suit. No, it's not him because he would have a pig nose. It kind of looks a little bit like him. So Bosch has this character that's all about beating up Muslims, right? And sending them to hell. Because he's got, for real. And he's got a campaign up about it. I ordered one of his books. And he's got a pig skin suit so that when he punches them and kills them, they go to hell because they didn't repent or whatever after the skin suit or whatever. I'm butchering the explanation, but I think you guys get the idea.
You probably got like pig leather gloves or something.
I have a feeling 99-year-old Mel Brooks may have lost his. I don't know, man. He might be the ghost of Mel Brooks before the end of the film.
This isn't his first comeback movie. People keep forgetting this isn't his first comeback movie. What was the other one? History of the World or something like that?
Yeah, there's a History of the World 2, which was not good, I'm told. And
it's woke. It's straight up woke.
How can you do that kind of movie and be woke at the same time? The two just do not mesh.
Well, that's what I heard.
Strange times, yeah.
So, like, his track record coming back, not so good. Michael Judge, on the other hand, he's got a good track record.
Now, there's to be fair, there's a couple of positives as well, because they're bringing back the children of the actors. So John Candy's son is going to be in this one, which is a very respectable thing as a nod to John Candy.
Is he going to be playing? Is he going to be playing Barf Jr.?
I think so, and I think it's the same with some other characters, like Han Solo character. I forgot what his name is. Yeah, Pullman's son. I think is coming back. Lodestar. Yeah. So I think his son is involved as well. So they're doing some things right at the very least. Art Highness says, "Yeah, Pigman rocks. It's my profile pick here on X." Yeah, man. I'm looking forward to Pigman. I think he's first of all, Bosch has a very different art style than most people in Comicsgate, which, nothing wrong with the art style, but it's very 90s superhero-esque. Bosch kind of looks like a European style artist, which is refreshing. So I do like that. His Schwartz is as big as his dad's. Whoa, damn. Sheldon's got some inside information here. I don't know how he got that.
That's too far inside. I'm sorry.
Whoa. Hey.
Check that man's knees. Are they bruised?
So, I'm open-minded. I'll see what the trailer looks like.
I've been fooled one too many times before.
No, I hear you. But, I'm ready to get hurt again, James. What can I say? And the Spaceballs is my favorite parody film of all time. Like, I think it's the top of the parody films. Like, it's one notch above The Naked Gun. I think it's even better than Airplane, which kind of kicked everything off.
The one I
don't
was
know.
waiting for that never happened. Not that it was ever announced or speculated or tossed out there or anything. But I watched Spaceballs, and then after I saw Independence Day, I walked out of the theater and I said, I can't wait for Mel Brooks to get a hold of this one. But
Which
that
one?
never happened. Independence Day.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, you're
Because
right.
remember, Bill Pullman was in Spaceballs. He was in Independence Day. So I walked out of the theater and I said to my friends, I want Mel Brooks to do this one.
Yeah. The
Never
old
happened,
National
though.
Lampoon series were good as well.
The National Lampoon Vacation series, as funny as it was, and I enjoyed it, but it also pissed me off. Because I can be a stickler for continuity. And one movie, their kids are kids. The next movie, they're late teens, almost adults. The third movie, they're little kids again. I'm like, what? Why are they all over the place in their age?
Wow. I don't know what to say to that, Wrangler.
I know it's a petty thing, but especially in comedy, but
especially in
I
satires,
like continuity.
yeah. But I get that. At the same time, I get it. I'm, there's some things you should. It's a tough conversation piece, the continuity thing, but.
But I always love the moment where Rusty pointed at this dude with a mohawk and goes, "Yeah, that's the haircut I want, Dad, right there." And he goes, "Why? You want to look like a rooster?"
I mean, Chevy Chase drove those movies home. I mean, he was able to carry it.
He was really big back in the day, man.
Dude, the Christmas Vacation movie is still one of my all-time favorite Christmas movies. I'll watch it pretty much every Christmas.
Holiday Road.
Sheldon says, I wonder if they'll bring back Dark Helmet's cousin Step's brother's roommate son. Right?
That would be awesome.
I think a lot of the jokes write themselves. I mean, it'll at least motivate me to revisit the original.
Well, the assholes return.
Men in Tights is great. It wasn't my favorite one. It's good for a couple of laughs. But I wasn't as crazy about it as some of his other stuff.
I like when Carrie always said, unlike other Robin Hoods, I can speak with an English accent.
And I mean, you got Blazing Saddles. That's a close one too. That Blazing Saddles, that's tough to beat.
I actually think Blazing Saddles is better than Spaceballs.
You know what it could be? I'd have to rewatch them to compare and contrast. I did not watch Blazing Saddles as a kid. So I only watched it maybe 10 years ago, something like that.
So there was no nostalgia factor.
There's no nostalgia factor.
Influencing your opinion.
There's no watching it in its time period as well and being excited. So none of that.
Yeah,
but it's an amazing film. Especially it gets better and better to me. It seems.
Sheldon, I hate to admit this, but me neither. I've only seen parts of it. I laughed at those parts, but I've only seen a few parts. I've seen 15 minutes of it. I never sat and watched the whole thing. You and I were both going to have to watch that, maybe over the next week, and then we'll chat about it.
No. Next week we're going to stop the show right now. And you're going to go watch Blazing Saddles. There's no ifs and or buts about it. Let's kick it with showtime, folks.
Hit it!
fucking shit!
Oh, there they are. Look at these gorgeous sons of bitches.
Yeah.
Like your cat?
Yeah, right. Here she is.
There's a gorgeous.
She really likes to, get into the camera spot nowadays.
Get some ink on her paw.
Yeah, right. She's my whiteout now. Yeah, so this is going to be a short one. We're going to go from bottom to top. Let's start with Wrangler. Tell us what you are working on and where can the good people find you. And
I'm currently working on books 3 and 4 of the series, but what's available now are books 1 and 2. Haley Star Bad Kitty and Bad Kitty, Haley's World, magic-fueled sci-fi adventures, a little bit Goonies, a little bit fantasy, and a whole lot of fun. So join the adventure with Haley, Elizabeth, Sabrina, and a little bit of popping up here and there from the cat goddess herself, Bestette, as they go on an adventure and deal with otherworldly issues and try and solve the problems of the world and cause peace on Earth. And no, they don't go that far, but they do. They do have quite an adventure with mysticism and strange technologies. So go ahead, check them out. It's a lot of fun. You can also check out my Substack under Frequency Studios. And there's a short story in the same universe over there. Although, heads up, it takes place after the first 2 books, so there might be some spoilers in that one. If you don't care about spoilers, check them out. If you do, read the books first, then go check it out. You can also check out my YouTube channel. Do a channel search for @Wrangler212, and we will have the weekly Wing It every Monday, where you see many of the same people over there that you do here. And we hang out and talk about, usually it's an open topic conversation, but we've had a few planned topics here and there lately that might become a little bit more of a thing. And we just hang out, we chat, we talk about our projects, we talk about pop culture, we talk about whatever seems like a lot of fun. And when you come join and hang out in the live chat, you too could steer that topic of conversation. You come up with something interesting, we will jump all over that because we like to jump on interesting.
Yeah.
Fun.
I've got your trailer here. Shall I play it?
Yes, please.
Let's do it.
Haley and Elizabeth are back, and this time the spuds are really going to fly. Who's wild? And this time the spuds are really going to fly. And Haley's world. Who's wild? And this time the spuds are really going to fly. Who's world? And this time the spuds are really going to fly.
That's right. The spuds are really going to fly. Potatoes were all over this episode tonight.
Potatoes. No one says potatoes.
Imagine
That's
if Haley loaded up her arm cannon with demon potatoes and launched those.
Oh, you got a new sub. Sheldon's going to be out.
Thanks,
Stalking
Sheldon.
you.
Oh, cool. Look forward to hanging out.
He's going to be stalking you. We got our legal lizard here, James.
Yo,
James,
yo, yo.
You're also working on interesting stuff when you're not eating bugs in the desert, are you not?
Yes, and sometimes at the same time, you eat the right bugs, your vision blurs in the right ways, and all the creative juices flow. Now, I'm currently working on a short story series called The Evergreen. An ancient evil awakens within an ancient and lawless forest, and an orphan army arises to meet them. Check it out at worldwithoutendlore.substack.com, and you can also check it out on my Substack, Royal Road at World Without End Lore on Royal Road. We have currently 3 entries, 3 episodes as I like to call them, with our 4th one already dropped for our premium subscribers on our Substack. They get an early access to the next episode, as many of them are already written and just ready to go. Our next episode, part 4, will release on the 1st for everybody to check it out. So you can find that on Royal Road and Substack alike. Thank you.
Yeah. And everyone here on the panel has their link in the description below. So if you look at the description, you'll find a whole lot of interesting links. Art says, I subbed, but I swear I already was, and I got the notification, so I should have been subbed. All right. Interesting. All right, James, let's hit your trailer as well, which I really enjoy this.
Hit it like a housewife.
Yeah. Slap it with the back of your hand.
Hollow night, our voices soar. We roam no more, our spirits roar. In dust and shield, our hearts burn free. We sing the spark of destiny. No throne, no crown, no gilded lore. Our oath resounds forevermore. Against the tide, we stand as one. Our glow will echo when dark is done.
You know, James, that's one of those trailers I wish would have continued on longer because I enjoy watching it.
Thank you. Well, believe it or not, I got about 4 trailers. You can actually find a lot of them on Royce's Substack. Not Substack, his Discord. I have a Discord forum there. I post all my episodes on and all the different trailers. And I'm actually going to be uploading the songs that I use for the trailers as well onto my YouTube channel, which is World Without End Lore on YouTube. So you find those soon as well.
Sweet.
Awesome. Hey, do you ever consider taking the song from that trailer and expanding it out to a full length song?
Oh, it is a full length song already, bro.
Really?
That's a full length song, yeah.
Dude!
And in fact, this is a little tidbit. If you pay attention to the lyrics show up inside the story themselves. I'm not going to say when, but they're in there.
Sweet stuff. Yeah, I was going to say that trailer is growing on me because I watch it more and more, having you on here on the show and seeing it on other shows too. Mm-hmm. And I just find it's one of those songs that the more you hear it, the more you're like, oh yeah, it's coming back on. I mean, your head starts bopping and you feel it. And then you start asking yourself more questions about the kids in the trailer. You're like, okay, who's this character? Who's that girl? Mm-hmm. What are they, what are they doing? Who's that beast with all the leaves and stuff? So yeah, it works.
Definitely. I was actually thinking when it's finished, because I got this idea because we were exploring the comic books, TKO comic book company. They actually introduced me to, I guess, what's called a illustrated novel.
Yes.
Which is a book, but like every other page is a drawing. So I want to explore that more. Maybe when this is done, I could turn it into an illustrated novel or something.
Sweet.
Nice.
Sheldon says, kind of like the part of the movie where they say the title of the movie, but with lyrics.
I got the perfect clip for that, but it's not here on your channel. It's
on your channel.
Yeah, it's the Peter Griffin and the cutaway from when he says, "I love it when they say the title of the movie in the movie," and he's like, "Up, there it is."
Yeah, no, I don't have that one, unfortunately.
I'll have to send that to you sometime.
Yeah. So it's my turn finally.
Yeah.
So I'm working on Ratel still
on full screen. I'm so.
Oh yeah, I should, right? Like, yeah, that's the thing. You never think about yourself that way. So thank you for joining us for the show. It's been a pleasure having you here and my guests, my co-hosts, and people in the chat. Of course, you make it worthwhile. I've got a crowdfund called Ratel on ratelcomic.com, and we're at 2,500 so far. Of a $500 goal, a very humble goal to get us started, and it's been exciting to see it grow. If you want to get yourself a copy of the first print, because it's going to be a low print, it's going to be less than 280 copies. So if you want a copy of the first original Ratel comic book, now's the time to back it up until December 6th. After that, we're closing the campaign. So make sure you get get your chance. Art Highness says maybe the real journey was the Backdoor Sleuths 9 we banged along the way. Always was, man. Always was. Is it good comic? You should take a look at it. Okay, well, I'll have a look at that after the fact. But yeah, check out Ratel, ratelcomic.com. I was going to say I also have a show on Tuesdays, but guess what? You're watching it right now. I'm also a co-host on Wrangler's show on Mondays and Commando's show on Saturdays.
He is one of the loyal wingnuts.
We are, yeah. I'm pretty much there every week, except when I can't make it, which is not very often. But before we go, let me give you the Ratel trailer, which has been the trailer for the main part of the campaign. I'm working on the second trailer. I've got a lot of it done. And Luvapar is working on doing the voiceover for the second trailer, guys. So
good choice.
He's got a very he's got a lot of depth with his voice.
He does.
And on top of it, he's like really sick right now, so he's got an extra edge to his voice that makes it like
a bit more rustic,
a bit more gruff. Yes, I am doing a closeout cover. I'll be announcing this probably Saturday. So I agreed with Sean Salter that I'll be doing the Akira image of Ratel, like the Akira homage, is going to be the last week's cover. So I'll be adding that as a last week here for the closeout for people who are going to get the last chance grab at the comic. So make sure you are there to grab that. I'll be announcing it probably Saturday. I'll get the trailer done this week, and it's happening. It's about to close out. It's getting really close. I already backed Ratel in 1,400 Mexican pesos. Thank you, Sheldon. Really appreciate you, man. And Art Highness is nice. Closeout tier with every cover. Yeah, right. I should do that as well. Like I do a 4 cover for the closeout. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll put that together as well. So without further ado, here is our first current trailer. Yeah, here we go.
Thank you all so much for coming on tonight. I really appreciate it. I especially appreciate Frederic Guimont. I'm just going to call him out tonight because, I don't know, I want to make everybody else jealous. And also, he's got a great name. Thanks for coming on, everybody.
Frederic Guimont. Okay, that is actually a really cool scene. I really like that. That's cool. Damn. That looks really cool, Frederic.
Frederic, what are you working on right now, man?
And if you like the music over the trailer, well, guess what? Next week, we're supposed to get the creative mastermind behind the Anonymal group. So we're going to have him in person, probably masked up as he's usually anonymous. That's the whole point of Anonymal. But he's going to be talking about his musical process. We're going to be watching maybe 1 or 2 videos and listening to a couple of song samples and getting his journey, in Bitcoin, and maybe talking about the time we met in El Salvador last year. So
cool.
It's
and Art Haida, to answer your question, yes, Not only does Frederic have superheroes, but Cross Comics has the Canadian Shield.
Yeah, so I'm not very familiar with Captain Canuck, although I have heard about him. Here in Quebec, we had Captain Quebec, which was much more of a comedy. Like
I misread his thing. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Does anybody care about Captain Canuck? I thought he was asking if anybody had a Captain Canuck.
Oh, okay, I see. Yeah, Canadian Shield has many more powers. Yeah, we should have a Canadian Shield on. I know he subscribes to the channel. I don't know if you're out there listening, but
the dude just seems like he's a lot of fun.
He is. I've been on stream with him a couple of times during art streams and stuff, and it would be a good time having him on.
And of course, I got to say, don't forget Laurie's comic Demon Potatoes.
That's right.
Rock. I dropped the link in the live chat just a couple minutes ago. So
there you go. Nice.
Thank you so much for supporting our guest and bringing her over. I know it's just $1,000 Canadian, which is pocket change for Americans, but it's so nice to be able to bring on guests and have be able to move the needle. Captain Quebec, a new one to look up. Yep, it's very much a parody. It looks like a European cartoon. Yeah.
When is there going to be a Captain Trailer Park Boys?
Now that you say it, maybe someone will pick that up. But yeah, thank you so much, everybody, for supporting. It makes this community so much more. I don't know. I'm lost for words. And before I get too emotional, let's sign off. So, any last words, gentlemen, before we head out?
God bless everybody.
Yeah, God bless. Tenkage says demon potatoes. That's right, man.
Yeah, don't eat Campbell's chicken noodle soup.
Yeah, because that's for poor, right? Is that what they said?
Demon Potatoes 2. Idaho gets possessed.
Eat your potatoes. There's going to be something about Idaho in there somewhere, right? It's a lot of jokes to be had. All right, folks. Thank you so much for tuning in. I will see you next week with Anonymal, if all goes well. And I love you, and take care. Stay frosty.
The sun has gone to bed, and so must I. So long, farewell. Auf Wiedersehen, goodbye, goodbye.
Hello, Bitcoiners. Thank you very much. Hello. It's good to be with you. It's good to be with you.